Hey, the recording has started. Hey guys, can you hear me, online students?
We can hear you.
Okay, cool. Well, welcome to the last class. I'm pretty sure you guys are happy and excited to be. This is the last class. Trust me, I'm also excited to be at the last class. I'm super freaking tired. I want to make it very clear, but it's bittersweet. Okay, I, you teach students, right? Every semester you add to the tally of students. So at my college teaching, I've taught around 28,000 students, and here in New Horizon maybe a 6,000. So you have 33,000 students. You think, okay, one more. No, that that's tough. That's the one thing about teaching I've learned. It's very hard. Um, Last days, last days are hard. So there is probably one semester at Western Iowa Tech, summer 2006. I still remember, was probably the semester I do not want to remember. It was the worst ever. Yep, two of my students came almost drunk to the class, and they were 18 and 19 years old. Yeah, and the worst class I had at New Horizon was summer of 2017, maybe. Once it was a summer too. It was like, mm-mm. Wanna, I ran. So, but this group has been fantastic. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk a lot of fun things and other things, and then get to the ACT writing. ACT writing, I may need around 15 to 20 minutes, maybe half an hour max, if you have questions. So, what I'm gonna want from you guys is I want you to share your experiences about this class, what we can do better, what we have done good, and then I want to talk about the situation that happened last week. You guys all want to hear that. So, and then if you have any questions about ACT, college admissions, take this opportunity to ask. So, go. I'm going to listen.
You're gonna leave the videos up for like a while, right?
June 30th.
Oh yeah, cause that's I have to take my next one.
Yep. I was planning to answer that question,
Yeah.
or share that information, that these videos, and if you think that you guys need more, I'll sure continue to leave it up to September as well. You guys learning is the most important thing for me, and I'm ready to do anything for that. Good question, Ryan. What did you guys think about the class, especially online students? What do you want to share with me? If it's bad, just tell me it's bad. I'm a college president. I'm used to bad things probably all the time. I don't hear good things much. So tell me if there is something we didn't do well.
I thought you did a really good job, and with all your experience, I thought you did a really good job explaining how to prepare for the test.
Thanks, Simon. Appreciate that. So it's good to hear some good things as well. I usually am very critical about myself. I think out of all the classes, there was one class, you guys may not know this, but I was pretty upset with myself. Uh, I believe it was week number 7. I went home, wanted to punch a wall. I felt that I didn't connect with you guys good that day. It's not about teaching the material. That I can do this in my dreams, but connection with the student, I don't think so. I felt distracted that day, and you may not have noticed it, but I was pretty upset with myself. So I'm very critical of my own performance. So that, yeah. Second, anything else? And this is a great opportunity, and when you guys go to college, you get to do this in your last day with professors. Some professors do that. Be very open with it. you know be respectful, even if it's a critic thing. Be respectful, they will appreciate that, but don't be disrespectful, and that's where you lose it. But you definitely need to share the good things, not so the challenges we have faced in the class, so that the instructor or the professor always have a chance to improve. And again, been there, done that, right? I've taught for 30,000 hours of class, 30,000 hours of class. So you think I've gone through everything? Trust me, I have. from the best of the best scenarios to the worst of the worst scenarios I've gone through. But fun.
I think the thing I liked the most was
Louder. You need to.
the thing I liked the most was like with the science and you teaching us like to look at, not just go straight through it, because that helps like literally so much.
Yeah, and if you get 4 points higher in science, your composite increases by 1 point. That means you have a $10,000 increase in scholarship on an average. You know, people don't put the conversion in terms of dollars here. So I took a picture of you guys last time when you guys were here taking the test. Remember, for the April 17th test, you were here on April 10th. I took a picture from the backside, and you know what my quote was? This is how hard work converts to dollars. I said. This is exactly what you guys are doing on a Sunday afternoon. When other friends of you are going out playing golf. Yeah, it may be hard right now for you guys. You're like, shoes, man. All my friends are having fun. Yeah, they're having fun now. You'll have the final laugh. So my college students used to ask me, Manoj, what is your advice to college students? So I'm giving you free advice. Don't party on a Friday evening. Never. Party on a Saturday evening. When everybody else is partying, you study. When everybody else is freaking out, you party. It feels good. Because on Friday evenings, when everybody's partying, the laundry is free. There's no disturbance for you to study. Get your homework done. Then when they come back on Saturday morning all drunk, and you get up morning, work out, get your all stuff done, then they're freaking out, oh my God, I have a test. And then you wear a nice polo, party. Or whatever you want to wear. So, I actually, yeah, that's my advice to you guys. Never. So I'll tell you my own experience. The one time I partied on a Friday evening, that's the only time I have been in my Texas A&M. In my graduate school, I have 1B. It was my birthday, first birthday in US.
Okay.
First birthday, and it started on Friday evening. The party ended up on Saturday morning at 7:30. Monday was a test. I knew it, but I don't want to get into other details. But I have a B in that class because of that reason. Yeah, I know. My professor told me this. Manoj, I heard you had a good party. I said, how did you know? Because you got a B. I said, what do you mean I got a B? I have an 84.92. It's 85 is a A. So you can put 0.08. Can you just round it up? You know what he said? He wrote it on the paper. You don't deserve an A. And you'll remember this for 20 years. This was I can tell you, my birthday is in July 19th. Okay? 2001 he said that. So this is 2021. So it'll be 20 years. I still remember this every single day. Yeah, 1B. 3.9 GPA, but not a 4.0.
Oh.
I cried for what, 4 days?
Never partied again.
Never partied before a test ever again. When I correct myself there. No, I don't make that mistake anymore. Yeah, these are life lessons, guys. This is life lessons. Next, anything else about the class? Yes, please.
So this is not directly related, and it might seem kind of elementary, but just
No.
because we spend so much time together, like just maybe to like even just introduce ourselves, so then it's a little less tense. Because I know it's like super awkward walking in here and it'd be like, wow, a bunch of strangers like spend my Sunday afternoon
Thank you.
with. Like that's so awkward, and we all know it. So if we
So
just
Hannah,
introduced ourselves.
I want to answer that question. I'm glad after like what, 6 years this has happened? Somebody's told this. So we used to do this, right? We used to have everybody walk in, start the class. We had very few online students. Everybody had to introduce, and first class was no class. We all introduced, we talked about the books, the homework, and stuff like that. So one time, it always a parent filed a complaint against us that we wasted 1 hour of class.
Oh.
Okay.
That's why. But, do you agree to her idea?
Yeah.
Okay, let's take and especially online students.
Yeah, I don't know where they're from.
Yeah, for real.
So,
Yeah.
Some of them seem kind of funny when they
Yeah.
answer. Like,
yeah, it's very important for you guys to know. I have students from, Chris is from Indiana, We have students from Kansas City, Sioux Falls. Am I missing anybody?
Minneapolis.
Oh, Willie's from Minneapolis. Last time we had students from San Diego, Boston, Dallas. Yeah,
That's cool.
that's cool, right? That's cool. But everybody has the same intent. Everybody wants to do well. So anybody else who want to share any stories? Anything that we need to improve on? So let me ask you this question. Okay, this is important. On a 1 to 10 scale, rate this class. 10 being the best, 1 the suckiest. Okay? So let's go like this, and then we do the online. You just have to tell me your name and say the number, okay? Let's go. On a 1 to 10. And be honest, we're having a little fun.
Josh, 9.
9,
Hannah, 7.
7,
Peyton, 8.
Jordan 10.
Ryan 9.
Bella 9. Sierra 8.
Okay, online students. I can actually, I'm going to say the same names. Jack,
8.
Will.
8. 6.5.
There's 2 Wills actually. Will Stanton. Okay. Vritti?
7.
8. Okay, 7. Eva?
8.
Trey?
8.
Kiki?
8 or 9.
8.5. Okay, Sydney?
8.
Will Reader?
8.
Sanvi?
8.
Madeline?
9.
Damon?
9.
Gannon?
7.5.
Okay, you can use rational or irrational numbers, by the way. Keller?
8.
Krish?
I think you said 10.
If somebody doesn't say it's an automatic 10. Simon?
9.125.
Okay, 9. That still is a rational number, by the way, because it's a terminating decimal. Okay, so the average comes out to 8.3784. Okay, I'm just made it up. Everyone like, shit. What the hell happened? No, I just made it up. I should have not said that.
I would believe it too.
Yeah. My teacher, professor in engineering, used to tell us when you lie, don't give a full number. Don't say 5,000. Say 4,993.4. Sounds better. Okay. Let me tell you how you guys did. Okay. The best part of it, and this is based on what Maddie and Lauren have told me as well, and I've seen it. I'm so happy that you guys ask questions. Imagine standing here and just everybody glaring at you, staring at you, and like no emotions, nothing. And mask doesn't help. I don't know if you're frowning at me or smiling at me. You don't know. So I can't wait for these masks to be done. And the next thing is, almost maybe one student came late. Otherwise, people were on time. So there are a couple of semesters where we used to be teaching 4:10, people used to walk in. And it used to break our momentum. Third, you guys did the homework. At least you told me that. That's what I can go with. These are the strengths you guys had. Weaknesses. I expected you guys to do a little bit more work for ACT. And you may have done it, I may have not noticed that, but again, you do this for so long, you kind of see what's going on. Second, I would like a little bit more desperation from you guys. A more moments, like, oh my God, I got this wrong. Not, it's okay, we'll go to the next problem. Desperation helps you learn better, okay? It's really is important. And I definitely agree to Hannah, next time onwards we need to have people introduce, otherwise it's kind of cold. Yeah, I so agree to you.
Does it
scary.
count if we have those moments mentally?
Yeah, cause when you don't like know other people around you, like, you know, cause like we didn't introduce ourselves and then like, so then you're like, oh geez, they're all way smarter than me. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be mad. But
It's
still,
intimidating.
like,
Exactly, okay,
So
okay.
like, I agree, I did it more like mentally.
Mentally, okay, all right. So there's a second phase, you know, like an inner mass, basically. Okay, fair enough. This is what I saw. Attendance was very good. Hardly guys missed classes. Let me ask you this question and comments on this one. Do you think this class is too long?
No,
Not
I
really.
like how you get us out earlier too.
No.
Yeah.
Like you get us out a couple minutes early.
Yeah.
That's nice, I like that.
We need actually, technically, this is 15-hour class. We actually need that's 30 hours. We usually need 24 hours. So we give that 6-hour buffers to do practice test and to give that leverage, basically. Like today, we may be leaving early, but we need 24 hours of quality instruction time. And we were actually had done more this time in terms of curriculum completion than any semester ever.
Really?
Yes, ever. So we reached a regular level, all curriculum done was in 18th hour. So we gave them more test, more practice than ever before. So, yeah, somebody have a question? Sorry. I thought somebody had a question there.
Going in,
I do think that you can't just go off of a class. You have to put in the work outside of class too.
Can't agree more, right? You know, like you guys play sports, right? The coach can tell you, this is how we serve, this is how we stand, but you guys put in the effort, right? You go do weights in the morning, run, and that's what you need for ACT as well. I'm coaching you guys strategies, right? Sciences, strategies. But who's gonna put in the work? You guys are gonna put in the work. I'm right there for you guys, though. I had actually somebody on a Wednesday evening, one of our students from ACT class, hey Manoj, I know I'm just an ACT student, but I have a question in math. Could you help us? It was 11:30 in the night. I was just I'd finished teaching at 11:30, and I said, you know what? Why don't you send it to me, and I'll get back to you as quick as possible. And I could do the problem in 5 minutes and send it back. But that's I didn't have to do it. That's what I'm saying. But that I don't believe that's my concept. My concept is you are my students, period. It's whether ACT, SAT, or doesn't matter. You'll always can contact me. And you'll be surprised. I have some students who are in law school now, med school, some are doctors, still contact me. Still. So, good point, Simon. Anything else?
I have a question.
Kind of piggybacking off what you said earlier with your one experience with the B, I may or may not have gotten a B in 8th grade Spanish 1, and my guidance counselor says it's not a huge deal, but my parents are of the opinion that a B on the transcript will lead to eternal damnation. So should I be uber concerned about the 1B on the transcript in the future?
Let me not answer that question directly because it can be taken in a different way. Let me answer my own experience. The reason I got so mad with myself and cried for 4 days is I did not deserve a B. That's one small mistake. And I will tell you something, you guys may think it's cheesy, but it's true. In Texas A&M, if you get a 4.0, it's called a president's list, right? You're in the president's list. And you actually get to go for a dinner with president of the Texas A&M. And then you actually can have a date with you and you'll have a dance with that. And so I had a crush on this girl. Let's not go into details, okay? So I had that was a big deal for me I want to get a 4.0 so I can ask for a date and all those things. So I have my own situation, Jack, I had dealt with. But I just was upset with myself. Why? It's nothing to do with GPA or anything like that. It was just that why did I make that mistake? When I knew exam was on Monday, I should have had my work done. And so coming to your point, a B would not give you a 4.0, but would it be the end all? I don't think so. You can make it up big time by working hard and fixing that. And that's what I did. After that, I worked my tail off, and not only my professor was happy, he said, Manoj, this is what everybody needs to learn from you is people make mistakes. Mine was a very small mistake, 1 day mistake. But how you get out of the situation defines you. So I've learned that I take that lesson very seriously. It has become a thing for me. Every time I'm down, I think about that day, and I get up. Yeah, you gotta get up. Yeah, good point, Jack. Don't worry, you'll be fine. You work hard, and you'll forget the B someday.
Hey Manoj,
Yes, Anna.
where are you going on vacation?
Branson, Missouri. And and I don't know if you guys noticed this or not, I'm extremely clean, OCD type of person. I actually started packing today morning, and we are going on May 6th.
Oh my goodness. I packed the night before.
It's better to be packed.
And for me, I have no life. I work all the time. So when I get time, I start packing. And I'm very, very, very particular about everything. My office shoes have to shine. It's OCD people problems, trust me.
Turn your phone off when you leave.
Oh my goodness, I've told my board of trustees that my employees know that
Leave it at home.
I'm turning the phone off. Hell or heaven, I'm not answering anybody. Because it's been, 15 months, we have not even, my whole family have not even stepped out of the home.
Wow.
And my daughter, the day we booked the vacation, she's like, Dad, are we going today? Are we going today? Like, I feel for her.
How old is she?
5.
Oh,
I feel for her, and she has not done anything. So I show her the pictures. Okay, we're coming, going. Small things have, this pandemic has taught us that small things have so much value. I never thought going to Branson, Missouri would be this exciting. We are behaving like we are going to Turks and Caicos. Like we're shopping. Every day we get a freaking load of boxes. It's just, I tell my wife, just do whatever you guys want, because I just want you guys to be happy. Because if you're not mentally happy, it doesn't matter. So, yeah. So if you see me in Walmart buying mouthwash, that's what I'm doing. So, but I just can't wait. I've never waited this long for any vacation. So I have I don't know, I told you guys, so as a college president, I'm going to another college to audit, which is starting this Sunday. So it's May 1st, 2nd, May 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th. So thank God they changed it. It's virtually now. Otherwise I had to travel. So, but I have to be there in front of the camera like 3 days straight up on Zoom. And so I'll be basically deciding, kind of helping my team and decide whether this college is doing well, or blah, blah, blah. So that gets done on 5th. 6th morning. See ya. Yeah, get out, man. Gosh, you have no idea how much I'm like hallucinating on this one right now. So it's been tough. It's been tough. I've been averaging for the last 5-6 years of my life, averaging 65 to 75 hours per week. Every week. That's the average. So, yeah.
Take a whole decade off.
The whole decade off. Yeah. We may do it next summer. We may travel to Singapore. My brother-in-law works for Facebook in Singapore.
Oh, cool.
So we had booked our trip last August.
Spend a year there.
So we may have no ACT class next summer. That is after 2016 summer we may not have. So, but yeah, some of you guys should be thinking about taking advanced class, by the way, in summer or fall, because you guys are doing well. So, something to talk to me later on. Anything else? It's fun, right? This is fun. This is good. This is getting to know each other well. So, good. All right, now I need to get to a little serious stuff. If you are from Sioux City, could you tell me your name? Ryan, Hannah,
Wait, does the
you guys in
Yeah.
Dakota Valley.
Yeah.
Community school district,
Oh, like
Sioux City Community School District, I mean.
Oh, okay. okay.
yeah.
I think it just means him.
I think, yeah. Okay, something happened to them, on Tuesday. So they were supposed to take ACT online at school.
Oh yeah.
So the test started. They started English test got done. Then the math got started, and question number 12, the whole system just disappeared. And they waited for 2 hours, and nothing happened, and they canceled the test. And I had people call me, parents call me angry and stuff like that. So who were in that? I know, Ryan, it was you for sure, because your dad called me right away. Is there anybody who went through that test and did not complete?
I did.
Karen?
Is that Westra? Is that Aiden?
No, Aiden is not here. I was hoping he was going to be here. Okay, so let me tell you how it impacts. First of all, that's ridiculous. Because you're prepared, you're mentally ready, and you put in the effort, and you finish the English, and now all of a sudden that doesn't count to anything. So first of all, I want to say sorry to you guys. It's really hard on you guys. But is life perfect? Hell no. It's not. I traveled to India a few years back, long journey. Omaha, Atlanta, London, Dubai, Bombay. Okay? By the time I reached Bombay, I was like, crap. Okay? But this is what happened. So I go to get my luggage. There was none. And then I had to take another flight to my hometown, where I'm from. And I walked in with my laptop. That's it. No bags. My dad like, what is this? Like, where is your luggage? And, didn't get it. So 10 days later, I get it. But somebody had taken a knife and put knife to the bag and stole everything. Bags were ripped. Stuff it was inside were ripped. So they ate chocolates, they kept the wrappers there. I'd taken chocolates to India. I'd taken scotch to India, they drank the scotch and kept an empty bottle there. So somebody is happy, I'm glad. But this is life. You travel 60 hours and you see this, right? You want to go to home, mom and dad, you want to give them gifts and make them speak. Nothing. I went seriously from airport directly to mall because I had nothing.
Right. You had to.
I had nothing. So, I'm not trying to say that what you guys went through last week was something common. But you guys have to put it on the side. And take this as a challenge. Next time when you get an opportunity, I would do better. Let not an external thing that is beyond your control affect your performance. And take life as a challenge. You know what? It's okay. No big deal. It happened. Fine. Let's now fight it harder. Got to have that capacity to leave things behind and move forward. So, Ryan, Keller, what do you guys, when are you taking the test?
Oh, we have to take it in June. It's the next time we can, because they don't have one in May, do they?
No, I think they're trying to come up with a makeup test.
Bailey.
I think they're trying to get us a voucher, like a free voucher, since Alamos for free.
Oh, okay, free voucher. Well, that's like
That's what they did last
that's
year.
like a slap on the wrist. Like, oh, take this $50 for a voucher.
They just don't want to have us miss another day of school.
Okay.
Like the whole, because they sent everyone home. Like
Yep.
all the other
And
grades.
I don't know why they made you guys stay for 2 hours there. That was
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
it was
even
A
if
lot
you
of people-
even if
A lot of people just walked out.
yeah, it is ridiculous because even if they had the test after that, you'd be so tired and so mentally exhausted. How would you? After 10 minutes, that's what I tell. After 10 minutes, I would walk out
Yeah.
because that 10 minutes is already enough to get you're mentally disturbed. This is the long test. This is I don't know whether you guys know this or not. This is the most important exam of your life because a good score will get you good admission and a good scholarship.
What about the AC, or what about the SAT?
Oh, if you're taking SAT, it's ACT or SAT. But if you're only taking ACT or SAT, that becomes the most important exam. So, no, that's not good what they did.
Yeah, so the test, when it kicked you out, it wasn't stopping you from going on the internet afterwards, because kids were just sitting there bored, and then we heard on the intercom, they go, you go on the internet, your score is invalid, and this kid just sit there and just slammed his computer and walked out in my room that I was in. Which is fair, because like all those scores are gonna be invalid anyways, but
Yeah.
I mean, they just kept saying things like, if you get on your phone, your score is invalid, or. 'cause we
Yeah,
were
so
just
be
sitting
it,
there.
so be it.
Yeah.
You know, that's,
Just to sit there.
I never,
Do anything about it.
one time I remember in North High School, there was construction going on. And literally, if you see my instruction, they have earplugs now because because of that day. Like, come on.
No one even made an announcement at North. They just
Really?
kind of let us do it.
Yeah, again, no system in place, right? Everybody does what they want. So, yeah, but I would like you guys to forget that, okay? Let's move on, okay? Let's move on. Okay, now let's talk about June. How many are taking the June test? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Okay. Anybody from online?
I am.
Damon. I am.
We all pretty much.
Pretty much almost everybody. Okay. Here's how you have to prepare. First, right now, your semester exams are coming up. Am I right? Make sure you really focus on that one, and make sure, like, those B's don't happen to you guys, because GPA is very important nowadays. Once the semester is done, let's say May 20th, 25th, whatever, really, I would say maybe take maybe 2 days off. Complete shutdown. No books. Go out running. If you want to take a quick vacation, fine. But once you come back, let's say May 26th, 27th to June 11th, I would bend my back and study like I would not stop it. In summer, we expect students to be studying 4 hours for ACT. 2 hours in the morning, 2 hours in the evening. 2 hours in the morning or 2 hours in the afternoon. But don't do half an hour studying. You're not going to learn much. And you're not building your memory, your capacity to stay focused for a long time. You got to do this, guys. This is the most important exam of your life, period. It's hard. Sun is out, you want to be out, winter has been harsh. Yes, this is life. But you got to sacrifice something to get something. The satisfaction of gaining something with your own effort is marvelous. Don't compromise on that. Don't compromise on that one. Mm-mm. Like right now in my home, my friends are actually from Sioux Falls are home right now. They're having tea and all, and I had to come here. They're like, I said, I won't change. I can't cancel or I won't change my. No, it don't happen. Yeah, they're sitting in the backyard and nice weather. No, I don't. You gotta sacrifice things. Nothing comes easy. Okay? Nothing comes easy. All right. So you gotta prepare really hard. Now, between now and June 11th or whatever, even just anytime, if you come across the ACT questions you didn't know or you're having difficulty, take a picture and send it to us. You all have my number. And you keep my number for a long time. Maybe 50 years old. Okay? Text me and say, hey Manoj, I'm having this difficulty. Can you work on this? Can you help me on this? Usually we get back to you in 2 or 3 days. But do not stop just because do not stop at that, oh, I don't know, I don't think so, I should bother Manoj. No, bother Manoj. It's my job to help you guys. Plain and simple. And if you're interested in summer class, I know 1 or 2 of you have already signed up for summer class. I really want you guys to know that we're going to go all in summer as well. It's going to be the same intensity. So, anything else you want to talk before we get started with ACT writing?
I have a question.
Yes, Simon.
So I've heard that like ACT and SAT are specific for East and West Coast schools. What are your thoughts on that?
Used to be. When I started this company, none of the California students or Texas students took ACT. It was strictly SAT. Now you can actually pick and take whichever you want. You can pick and choose. So if you are applying to California schools and you have ACT, there is something called ACT conversion chart. So they use that to convert to SATs. Yeah, But if you are really applying to the competitive schools, the tops, elite schools, it's good to take both, so that you can show that you can take care of both the tests. So it depends on where you're applying. It also depends on the ranking of the school. But there is no requirement that you have to take both. But a lot of my students who are applying to Harvard and by the way, yeah, I don't know if Lauren told you guys, Lauren got into UMich and Duke. She has three, there are a total of four. All four are Lauren's siblings are my students. First was Chris, he's in Harvard. Next is Erica, is in Northwestern. Rachel is in Stanford, and she now has UMich and Duke, and she has to make addition. So, and we had one Dartmouth this time, 5 USC, so we had great success. And there were one day like you guys here taking the class. Yes.
Did you just say Michigan?
University of Michigan, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. College of Liberal Arts. Yeah.
Did you have any seniors that did the ACT and SAT that didn't get their scores accepted because of COVID?
Simon, I don't understand your question. What do you mean?
Well, like my brother applied to a bunch of schools and they didn't care about his scores.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it happened. Trust me. It happened. Did you know this is the first time only 44% of all students who applied through Common App had submitted their ACT or SAT? Because the UC system closed it. But remember one thing, you're taking a huge risk of if they change their plans. So I have a student who doesn't want to take ACT at all. So next year, if they change and say, no, we need the ACT score, then you're a SOL. No, and remember for scholarship, they will use the ACT scores. So I would not compromise on this. A good GPA and a good ACT score is the ideal, and good recommendation letters still is the ideal pathway to move forward. I would never compromise on this one. Yeah, it's been hard this time. Excuse me. Yes,
What is around the Ivy League like average ACT score?
34.6. But none of my students got this time. We had with 35s. We have 12 students in Harvard so far, but none this year. I thought one would get it. I thought Lauren would get into Harvard. She's waitlisted at Harvard. It's tough this year, but compared to many others, we have done really well. All right. Yeah, Sam.
Did you apply to Ivy League schools?
From India? No, I did my undergrad in India, then came for my master's here. Oh no, we couldn't even if I got admissions, I couldn't even afford. It's so expensive. Texas A&M gave me a full fellowship, so I didn't have to pay any. But I don't think so. I'm smart enough for that level anyway. So.
Right.
If you're not, then
No, I'm serious. I call myself a 49er, just below average. I work hard though. That's my strength. But yeah, I actually wanted to go to WashU though. They had given me master's and PhD combined, but they wanted me to commit to PhD, and I just didn't want to commit to PhD at the time. So I just, but Texas A&M gave me a pretty good offer. I had to pay one time of $2,200 fees. That's all I had to pay. And I got a full ride, so it was nice.
Wait, you said University of Washington?
Yeah, no, Washington University of St. Louis, in WashU. Yeah, they wanted a MS PhD program, which is a 7-year commitment.
PhD in what?
Chemical engineering.
Okay.
MS in chemical engineering, PhD in chemical engineering. I did my A&M, I did MS in chemical and petroleum engineering. And that was I loved petroleum engineering. And of course, 9/11 happened the same year I came here.
Oh,
So all my jobs were taken off. I had 7 job offers. And they rescinded all of them because I was not a green card holder or.
are you serious?
Yeah, my first offer was $88,000 from ExxonMobil. And I got a letter a month and a half before I had to join saying that if you don't have a green card, we'll have to rescind your offer. And in 1 week, I got all 6 letters, same letters. So then I had to look for a job and found a job in Sioux City. I kept calling it a Sioux City.
Seahawks City.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah,
I'm gonna quote that.
yeah.
Seahawks City.
Yeah, and at that time there was no Expedia or anything like that, so we had to call the airlines to book it. And she said, "Oh, you want to go to IAH?" That was from International Houston. I was in Houston to Sioux City, and the airport code is SUX, SUX.
Yeah.
I was like,
Sioux
"You want to go to SUX?" I said, "No, Sioux City." "Oh, sir, it's the airport code is SUX, and we call it a SUX." Great, I'm going to a place where everybody calls SUX. This is how I came to Sioux City. It was all my jobs were taken out like this in 1 week. Talk of crying. It ripped and 3 of my close friends who stayed with me got deported after 1 year. They didn't get a job, so they got deported.
Even as students, like they didn't care about international student or.
Yeah, they were all international students and they didn't get a job. You have to get a job in 1 year at a time. If you don't get it,
Is it still like that?
now it's 3 years.
3 years? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. Trust me, if I can share some of my stories, the B is gonna feel a lot better right now.
Yeah.
Trust me. Yeah, one of my friend was supposed to they had told him to, he was gonna be deported on June 1st, and May 31st 4 p.m. he get the job offer. Imagine how much tension he was in, and I was right next to him when he got the call. He just cried like, "Oh my goodness, you won't believe." So, yeah, this is life, guys. This is life. It's hard. It's really, really hard. Let's get to ACT writing. All right, you guys don't have to write anything. I'm just going to talk a lot, and then we're going to discuss. So, some schools need ACT writing score. Some schools don't. I recommend everybody should take ACT writing. Play it safe. ACT is graded on a 36 scale, but ACT writing is graded on a 12 scale. So the lowest you get is a 2, the highest you can get is a 12. Okay? 8 is considered CRI, College Readiness Index, is 8. That means you're ready to write in college level. 8. It's not that easy to get 8, let me be honest. So let me talk about how it's graded first, so you get a perspective. So you write the prompt, whatever they have given, and 2 professors or 2 people grade it on a 1 to 6 scale. So it's, let's say Hannah is 1 professor and Josh is Peyton. You get first. Peyton is Josh Peyton. Peyton. So I get confused with these guys all the time. 1 to 6. So 1 to 6, 1 to 6. So let's say she gives a 3. He gives a 3. 3 plus 3 becomes 6. That's how your score is. But let's say Hannah gives a 3, but he gives a 6, which is the highest score. Now you have the difference of more than 2 points. Now it's neither 3 nor 6. They sent to the third person, called the arbitration score. That's let's in Ryan. And Ryan decides the entire 2 to 12 score. What's typical I've seen? 7. I've seen a lot of 7s. At New Horizon, nobody has got a 12. Our highest has been 11. But 8 is definitely doable. It's not too hard, but it's not too easy either. Initially, ACT writing used to be 30 minutes. Now it's 40 minutes. So if you're taking writing, you're in a separate room altogether who are all taking the writing test. And after the science test is done, you get a 5 minutes break. get a 5 minutes break, then the writing starts. So imagine how tired you'll be, right? You have almost 3.5 hours of exam, now you have another 40 minutes on top of it. Good topping. So, what happens here is the question. First, there is 2 sides to the paper where you write. Non-gradable side and a gradable side. And it's clearly mentioned on the scratch paper. That means whatever you write on the non-gradable side, it's non-graded. So only one time my student, I don't know what he was thinking, he switched them. Only one time. And he, as soon as he walked out, he's like, gosh, I think I messed it up. So he got a 2. That's the lowest. But you know, it happens. These things happen. So next time he took and he got a 9. So let me tell you how we would expect you to approach the writing test. Sounds good? If you want your notes, you want to get your notes, you can write this or just listen, that's fine too. So you have 40 minutes and I'll call this as a 10-20-10 distribution. Remember this, strategies. It's all the strategies. So you have a prompt. Read this prompt at least 3 times. Why? Because if you don't understand the prompt, then you cannot write an essay for it. Fair enough? Clearly understand what they're asking. Okay? So there is this sheet of paper. So let's call this as a non-gradable. This is gradable section. The first 10 minutes, you should write down your thoughts, comments, or whatever it is in this section. Understanding the prompt, reading, understanding, reading, understanding, reading, understanding. And put your thoughts, it can be random words that come to your mind, whatever it is, put your ideas in this one and everything here. How much time you should take? 10 minutes. And he was like, why do I need 10 minutes? Trust me, you would need 10 minutes because you need to really understand. Below this prompt, okay, there is 3 boxes. There is 3 boxes. This is a new thing that happened in 2017 onwards, called the perspectives. And it clearly says at the top, perspective 1, perspective 2, and perspective 3. And this is another strategy. Do not read those perspectives. So I almost tell our students to take this like a piece of paper and actually block it. As soon as you see those 3 boxes, put up something, calculator or whatever it is, just block it. Because that can be a big distractor. So you read the prompt, you put your ideas, thoughts, and stuff like that. So you have made your mind how your essay is going to look like. Am I right? So one of the examples in the real ACT exam they have seen. Should middle school students be allowed to use social media? Everybody has their thoughts, right? There's no right and wrong answer. You put your ideas together, and let me take Manoj as a student who is taking the writing test. I do not believe that middle school students should be given social media. That's what my stance is. Okay? So I'm very clear in my thinking on that one. But I put my reasons why, and stuff. Then, now, after having done my analysis in the first 10 minutes, before I go to 20 minutes, that's called the phase 2 part of the writing. Then I open the sticky note or open the paper and say, which perspective is it my thinking matching? Oh, maybe perspective 2 says middle school students should not be given social media. So my thought and the perspective they had given exactly matched. Now you may ask me this question, why shouldn't I directly not look at this? If you look at this, you're actually kind of already been channeled to something you may or may not be agreeing to. So your thought analysis, idea analysis, should match with one of these boxes. If it doesn't, you're really in trouble because you actually don't have a structure to it. Another prompt. Should music education be a requirement for graduation at high school? My perspective on that one, yes, music education should be a requirement, especially for somebody like from India. Like we never have music education in India, which I think was the biggest mistake I feel. You gotta have music education, basic introduction to music 101 or something like that. So let's say it matches with my perspective one. You have to write what perspective you have decided before you go into this one. And if you don't write the perspective, you may lose a lot of points. So you have to clear say, my perspective 2. Clear so that the reader, the grader knows which one you have picked. So what do you do in 10 minutes? Ideas, analysis, thoughts, comments, keywords. You're writing down on the non-graded side. And then you're deciding which one it falls under. Are we clear so far? This section is called pre-writing phase. Okay? I was making some notes in my. There are 4 key things that should stand out in your when you start writing the essays. People ask me, does it have to be so many pages? No. They don't care for quantity, they care for quality. I always tell should be 5 paragraphs. With first being the introduction paragraph, 5 being the ending paragraph. These 2 are extremely important for how they grade. Not that the middle should be BS. Don't do that. If it is your own experience, write it as you. If it is something you're writing for others, write it as a third party. And I'm going to give you 4 things you need to use. First is your ideas and analysis. Second is support. How do you support your ideas? Organization, that 5 paragraph. And very important, use of good language, good grammar, and convention. That's what they'll be looking at, is the grammar. I actually wanted to add one more to this. Good handwriting. If they can't read it, they can grade it. So don't write crap. Be very, very clear. It should be 1 paragraph here, and then second clear. There should be nice flow to it. Yes.
Okay, so like you know how you gave like the music example, like should like or like even the middle schoolers be allowed social media? Do you think it would be smart to add like a rebuttal paragraph in there? Or would
What do you mean by rebuttal?
like you know how like when you're making an argument you have to like bring up the opposing side?
Okay. I was planning to get to that one. You're supposed to talk about other perspective. It is a requirement without being negative about it. Just because you want your middle school to use social media doesn't mean my idea is wrong. You can say, I understand why people are hesitant to use social media, but this is why I believe students should have the freedom to learn from social media.
So like address it, but don't
Address it, but
elaborate on it.
don't be condescending, don't be negative, and the other word is don't be critical. Because you have no right to be critical, because there is no right and wrong answer. But you got to have to use a second perspective in your ideas and analysis. So that's what I would do. For example, if you don't want to support music education in high school, you can say, even though I understand that some parents may not have the financial capacity to buy music equipment and an instrument, so you're actually helping the other perspective. But I still think schools should provide all these things and support music education. So you won both sides now. It's a good point. That's why you have to ask questions. One question leads to more discussion.
What was the hardest part of the SAT for or the ACT for you?
Sorry, Simon?
What was the hardest part of the ACT for you?
Reading. Reading. Never liked it. No, do you see? I don't teach ACT reading for that reason. I can be a good teacher for ACT reading, but I cannot set a good example for ACT reading. So, you cannot teach what you cannot lead. So that's why. But I have pretty good ideas of how to do the ACT reading. But ACT reading, oh goodness. Okay, nightmares. Math was for opposite for me. I just couldn't wait. All right. So how much time you have to take? 20 minutes for structure and completion. The last 10 minutes is for grammar check. Here's what my problem. I've seen too many of my students just leave the testing center here. They give the test and no, you have been given 40 minutes, use 40 minutes. No, it's not urgent for you to go home. There's nothing happening at home anyways for you to run there. Give yourself your best attempt. This is your score, this is your life, don't mess with it. I would check for grammar, I would read through it. If you cannot read your own essay, how do you expect somebody else to read your essay? And how much time per instructor they have? They average 60 seconds. They have 100,000 essays to grade. So they won't take 10 minutes to read it. They're quick. 60 seconds. So if you cannot impress them in 60 seconds, then you have lost them. So 10, 20, 10 is the writing rule. That's what I call 10, 20, 10. 20 minutes is plenty of time, but beautifully laid out. And you feel like you should go back and read it. If you can't read it, then you cannot expect those guys to read it and grade it. I can give you some more hints. Make them read it by creating suspense. Be yourself. You're a teenager. They know that. Be funny sometimes. Don't use text language. The people who are grading are not teenagers. They're 50s and 60s and they hate. Not everybody's 50, 60, but you get the point. Use of nice words really helps. They want to know what you have done in school is what you can reflect in the essay. Anything else you can think of?
Should you use big words even if you don't know what they mean?
Hell no. I've had a lot of issues with that. Students actually are using words. They've heard it somewhere, but they don't know the meaning, so they try to sneak in. Like one of the words was smorgasbord. No, just don't sneak it in. And you have to know the spelling of the smorgasbord. Otherwise, once they know that you actually are trying to play the system or game the system, they will read the entire thing word by word. Then you're done. Our lowest was of course, that other than student who had a problem, our lowest was a 5. I can tell you that's really bad. They usually don't give 5 that easily. 6 I've seen a lot, but for them to give a 5, somebody had to give you a 2. That means they think that's the lowest you can get, and that's a problem for me. So yeah, for you to get a 5, that has to be really bad. I have a feeling that this time onwards they may ask questions about pandemic. Should this is a tough one, but should the federal government make vaccine mandatory for all citizens? That's a good prompt. That's a beautiful prompt. Perspective 1, yes, they should. Perspective 2, no, they should not. Perspective, you get the point. Perspective 3, up to the individual states or something like that. You see, I can come up with a very good prompt right there. And there is no right or wrong answer. But they want to know how you think, how you structure your reasoning, and how do you support it. So I'm going to read this 4 words again. First is ideas and analysis. Usually that should be done here. Second is development and support, should be done here. Organization should be done here. Language use convention should be here. You check all these things in the last 10. So the first 2 here, the next 2 is here. So you got to support it. So for example, let me say, I want all citizens to get a vaccination. That's where my stance is. And I'm going to support my statement that the efficacy of the Pfizer vaccine is 94.5%, which is significantly higher than a flu vaccine, which is around 67%. See, supporting my reasoning perspective. And then, if you don't get the vaccination, we will never reach the herd immunity. If you don't reach the herd immunity, the virus has more space time to mutate. More mutation, more variants, the vaccines actually may not be good anymore. So I'm trying to connect now. This is how I can support why people should be vaccinated. If you don't want to if you think that people should not be vaccinated, then you should come up with your own statement. But just say, I don't like it. No, that's not good enough. No, you can't do that. Support with reasoning. Now, I had a student who had asked me this question. Really, really good question. What you don't know about that topic? That was a really good question. It was about the economy. A few years back, this was like 6 years back, there was a question on economy in ACT writing. And he's like, Manoj, I didn't have any clue. I just wrote it, and I think he got a 6 or something like that. But I had it's not fair. So ACT knows what you guys know. Like another hot button issue is the environmental thing, right? Climate change. I can guarantee in next 1 or 2 years that will be a prompt. Is climate change happening, real or not? Do you believe humans are responsible for climate change? Support your by perspective 1, 2, 3. So you actually can create your own perspective prompt and write a nice one. We expect students taking ACT writing to have done at least one full blown 40-minute test on writing. One. Yes.
So they're going to give us prompts where we're going to need data like that. Like I wouldn't be able to go into a climate change argument without numbers in front of me. So I mean,
you have to based on what you know, and if you don't, they understand you may not know about this. Like for example, let's say if they talk about racism I may not know the data, but you have to. What they're saying is whatever you have the idea, how do you support it? That's all. So you cannot just say climate change is not happening. You have to back with some stuff. That's what you're learning in school, right? That's what they're learning. They ask you to use what you're learning in the school to support it.
So even if you don't have a bunch of facts,
No.
as long as if you can
Support it,
that's
yeah.
what you're
Oh, yeah. I remember one of the prompts a few years back was plastic recycling. It's actually one of my students from East High. She wrote, because she was doing East High's recycling system, she was the one who started it. Lauren Page. Still remember?
Yeah, I know exactly what that is.
Yeah. So she's in Michigan. She just finished Michigan. So and her essay was about what she was doing. She just killed it because she just wrote what she was doing. So I think she got a 10. But still, you don't have to have experienced it. You just have to support it. Most important thing is language use, grammar, and convention. This gets the highest priority in grading.
Is there any free response? Can you choose your prompt, or is there always a prompt?
If you're taking ACT writing, you get only one. You have to do that.
Okay.
Anybody have signed up for ACT writing for June?
Wait, you have to sign up for the specific subjects?
No, no. For the ACT, you have when you sign up for ACT, you have a choice to do the ACT test with no writing or with writing.
Oh,
I don't know if we're signed up to do the writing.
If you're taking the ACT for the first time, don't. If you're taking it for the second time onwards, then yes. And if you get 8, you're done. Anything else? Yes.
What's one of the weirdest prompts you've heard that a student's gotten?
Yes. I don't think so. They were weird, but it was the economy was one of the tough one, I would say, because I didn't expect. I won't expect my high school students to know about U.S. economy and stuff like that. So, climate change is a good one, but I don't think so. I've come across any weird ones. If they give me to write a prompt, I would say it won't be a prompt. It will be an answer. Don't use Snapchat ever. I feel like students are getting hurt by using social media when they get to college admissions, because colleges look into your social media, and so far in my 13 years of New Horizon, 4 of my students have been rescinded because of what they tweeted, retweeted, or shared on Instagram or on Snapchat. 4. And one was a full ride.
so where?
What's that?
Where was the full ride to?
SDSU. 5 years back. 2021. 5 years back, yeah. You mess with the bull, you get the horn. That's what it is. Remember, you gotta be so possessive about your life, right? It's your life. Don't try to be cool. Try to be successful. In the heat, in that instant moment, right? You try to impress people. Eventually, it's gonna come back. Any final thoughts, comments? All right, so I want to complete this semester. I'm going to say some few words. First of all, I hope you have liked New Horizons ACT Prep. I really do. I've given, and Lauren and Maddie, we have given it all. It's very hard to come Sunday after Sunday, but that's a commitment I have made. Second, whether you're going to end up taking more classes with us or not, I want to wish you the very, very best. Third, you're always my student, and it'll never change. Okay? Never. Fourth, I just want you to understand that if you want to be successful, you have to work hard, have a work ethic, and sacrifice life. You gotta have some sacrifice. You gotta sacrifice something to get something. Without these 3, do not expect magic to happen. Don't sympathize yourself when you fail a test because you didn't do 3 of it. Talent is God-given. There's nothing you can do. But hard work, work ethic, these 3 things, you just can't miss it. You just can't miss it. Work ethic is the most. So I can tell you, when I hire people at college, you know what I look for? Not talent. I ask for work ethic. I can teach work ethic, whether you have it or not. And sacrifice. I've seen people, different types of people in my life, what they sacrifice and where they are right now. Nothing, it's not a magic. It's not magic. Those successful people have sacrificed somewhere down in their lives. That's why they are where they are. I remember Bill Gates' example. I want to leave you guys with this. When he started Microsoft, he didn't take 1 day vacation for 7 years. And he had a $250 million in his bank balance. He didn't take 1 day vacation, and he did not have a 1 weekend for 7 years. And after 7 years, his total asset went from a $250 million, listen to this, $14 billion. Greatness happens because they try for it, they work for it. Not everybody is born lucky. It's been such a pleasure teaching you guys. Take care. Wish you all the best. And I'm always here for you guys. God bless you. Bye-bye. Oh, but hold on. I need to take a selfie. Don't leave.
Oh.
I want to take a selfie. Right? That's my...
Wait, should we turn our video on so you can?
Yes, of course. Of course. I actually had a shave. Come on.
I didn't.
Come on, everybody turn the cameras on. Okay, how about that one? Okay.
Why does someone have their shirt off?
My bad. Just got done.
Oh, goodness me. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And hold on, online students, I want to take a picture too. There you go. Bye-bye. God bless you. Take care.